Hey everybody, it's Brian and Thomas here for yet another live weekly Q&A, the last one of 2018.
Yeah, this is the last one until the new year.
Yeah, oh, I can hear myself, that's cool. I like hearing myself on my computers. Yeah, it's our last one, and then we're taking a much needed holiday for the next couple weeks before we jump back into this in the new year. Remember, for all you people who come here every week, Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, in the new year, that's going to be changing. We're going to try out a new schedule, which we will update you guys on, but it is going to be Saturdays.
Yep.
And we're still finessing a couple details of that. But keep an eye on our community tab, and we will get community tab, and we'll get more info to you guys on that, so you can have a good idea of when to join us in the new year. With that said,
we're in a different locale today.
Yeah, in case you didn't notice, we're not in my basement with like a couple products haphazardly stacked on top of each other. We're in the studio. We're in our actual shooting studio that you see in all our vids.
Yes.
At Thomas's house.
Where I've got the world's probably worst internet ever.
Yeah, so we're using my phone right now.
We're tethered. So if anything's a little different,
it's because of that. So bear with us if it is a little jumpy or what have you. We are trying this out. And I think in the new year we're going to be doing this more often at your place if we can.
We're going to try to.
So this is our test run. So bear with us. With that said, what announcements do we have? We have Josh in the chat. He's here helping us answer questions.
Not sure how long he'll be here because he did mention he's got some extra special stuff he's got to attend to back at home office, but he's here now, so hopefully he sticks around. And just so everybody knows, it's Josh's birthday today. So happy birthday, Josh!
Happy birthday! It's his birthday. Wish him happy birthday in the chat. I'm sure he'd appreciate that.
I hope you get lots of coral frags as presents.
Sure. Whatever you want. Whatever your heart desires, I hope you get. Happy birthday. It's got to be tough, I think, having a birthday this close to Christmas.
Yeah,
because, you know, a lot of people, they complain about, like, oh, well, all my gifts end up, like, the parents don't buy a birthday gift and Christmas. They buy, like, maybe, let's say, 3 Christmas gifts and go, let's just give this one to him for his birthday.
But maybe it's, like, one really big one to combine.
Maybe. I don't know. Josh, in your experience, buddy, I'm wondering
what's that like?
Yeah, what's that like? But anyway, he's in the chat for a little while helping us out, answer your questions. How you doing, man? By the way, I didn't ask you. You feeling good?
I'm solid.
Yeah?
I'm doing good, yeah.
Awesome. Oh, cool.
I know.
Elaborate on that.
There's not a lot going on. I'm just, you know what it's like? Creeping up towards the holidays and you know, Christmas and stuff, things just get nuts. So my head's a-spinning all the time. Regular Christmas mayhem, holiday mayhem. So yeah, if I don't have any other interesting info, it's because I'm spending all of my time trying to make sure everything goes correctly.
Cool. Well, we're here for like I said, our last chat of the year. It is going to be slightly shorter today, just because without all the holiday stuff coming up, we have a lot of other video stuff we have to get done before our holiday break. So.
Are we giving away the thing today?
Let's give away the thing today.
We're going to give away a thing today.
Yeah, so we're going to give away a thing today to someone on this live chat. Well, actually, that's not true. Well, yeah, I guess someone watching this live chat or people watching it later. It's a very specific... We'll mention it maybe halfway through the stream. We'll tell you what you got to do to win said thing. We'll get back. We'll get into that later. First,
it's priceless.
Yeah. First,
it is.
It costs nothing. Okay. Now let's see. Let's start with some Q's and give some A's, and then in a little while we'll jump into that giveaway that we're gonna do today.
I've made a fatal error.
Oh no! What happened? Oh yeah. Need your coffee.
My coffee was much too far away. Okay.
Okay. Let's see. Is 10 goldfish fine in a 5-gallon? See, okay, maybe it's a typo and he meant glowfish, but it says goldfish. I'm going to assume goldfish. Is 10 goldfish fine in a 5-gallon?
Okay, here's the thing. If you mean goldfish, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Not even one goldfish is okay in a 5-gallon. In fact, one like actual, you know, ornamental goldfish or pond fish, doesn't matter what kind of goldfish it is, you really should be in a minimum of 30 to 40 gallons because they get big and they're poop machines. I'm going to assume that wasn't the actual question, and you maybe meant glowfish. The only issue with glowfish is it's a term that is used for any of a number of different species of fish that have been genetically modified to have jellyfish fluorescing proteins put into them so that they glow different colors, like green and pink and purple and blue and all kinds of weird stuff. And if that's the case, then if you're going with something like zebra danios or some of the smaller tetras that are available as glowfish, 10's probably a little bit up there. You'll be all right. Just make sure you add them slowly over time, not all at once, because that will definitely be a lot for a 10-gallon. So nice and slow. Make sure you have a good filter on there, and feed them appropriately. Don't overfeed. You should be smooth sailing.
Awesome. Thanks for the question. Next up, Madeline Anderson, who again every single week is here with us.
How's it going?
Helping us out. It's good to see you here again, Madeline.
Frequent commenter.
Frequent, yes. Oh, by the way, just Madeline, those chickens are going crazy outside this window. Can you guys
Those aren't even the chickens. Those are my guinea fowl.
The guinea fowl. Going nuts. They really want to be on the stream. All right, so Madeline, by the way, we shot a bunch of new Thomas Reacts videos last week.
Guess who's on it?
Yeah, yours was in there, so expect that in the near future. Her question today is, can I have cherry shrimp with my betta if I have hiding spots for them? I've seen a lot of people that are betta breeders, etc. here on YouTube.
Okay. Cherry shrimp are a little on the small side. However, bettas have very small mouths. So adult cherry shrimp are probably going to be okay. I don't think your betta is going to see them as a threat of any kind. There shouldn't be any aggression. The only worry is whether or not they look like a food source. That said, if they start breeding in your tank, you'll definitely want a lot of something like Java moss in a ball or a clump, so that those shrimp, those young shrimp, have a place to hide. Otherwise, the betta is going to make short work of them, because they are essentially just fish food. And that's why you need a lot of hiding places for shrimp, or to keep them without fish, because they obviously will have a much easier time surviving and growing up. The babies will if they don't have any predators. So I think you'll be all right to put some adults in there. And if you give them enough hiding spots, you may actually have a handful of the babies survive and have a nice little population of them over time. They don't add much bioload, so they're not really going to add a ton to the system in that sense. So.
Cool.
I think it's doable.
Next up, hi Thomas. My red Oranda Pudge loves it when I hold him and rub his side. Is this harmful to his slime coat or scales? Also, he is rather large, 6 inches, and I'm feeding him twice a day. Is this enough, or should I feed him more often than twice a day? Thanks.
Twice a day is fine. I wouldn't really worry about that. With fish, they're opportunistic feeders. A lot of them anyways. So they eat like small amounts all day long. And what you feed in a single go, usually, like if you're feeding everything they eat in a few minutes, is going to be probably what they'd forage over most of the day anyways. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. Twice a day feeding is not too bad. I'm sure the goldfish is going to thrive on like that. A lot of pet fish end up overweight, believe it or not, because of how often, from overfeeding, they end up with like fatty liver disease and stuff over a long period of time. But that's usually like long-lived fish. Anyways, I would say this. Any touching that you do on a fish will affect the fish's slime coat. Moreover, anything you have on your hands can affect the water and potentially that fish. If you put lotion on your hands recently, or sprayed perfume, or were cleaning, and you put your hand in your tank, that could be disastrous. So if you are very, very, very careful about it, and make sure you clean your hands often, rinse them off, use soaps that are safe for fish. I think there's one called Reef Suds that you can purchase that's even reef safe for corals and stuff like that, so you can wash your hands before you put them in your tank to make sure there's nothing on them. Then it's a lot safer. Unless you're really, really rubbing your goldfish hard, I can't imagine you're going to do much damage, especially a large, robust fish. You shouldn't be rubbing the slime coat off of the fish necessarily if you're gentle. But my main concern would really be that you could introduce something to the tank by accident that could be catastrophic. So that's my caution. Are you hurting your fish? I really doubt it. I don't think your fish would probably appreciate it and swim away if it didn't, like what was happening. Not that the fish would necessarily be happy that it's happening, but if it's something that it doesn't mind and comes to you for, then c'est la vie. But just be very careful with putting your hands in your tank and make sure they're clean of anything first.
I'm going to try my hand at breeding German blue ram. Any tips? I might try to breed some plecos in the tank with them too.
Okay, so for the plecos, lots of hiding places is really, really important. A lot of people use things like small terracotta pots or stacked slate to make kind of thin crevices for those plecos to go in and hide. As far as the rams go, I think one of the key things you're going to want to do is have a nicely, heavily planted, whether it's fake or real, I personally would go real, tank, so that they have lots of hiding spots, lots of seclusion, and can feel really comfortable. Hit that up with, on top of that, a really good diet, and make sure they're eating lots of varieties of foods, eating often, are well fed, and a lot of research. Every fish is a little bit different. Fish have different breeding behaviors. Some fish are triggered to breed by seasonal changes, which would mean in some cases you have to do a large water change and have a slight change in temperature over a period of time. Could be days, could be weeks, in order to entice those fish to breed. I can't remember off the top of my head what rams require specifically in terms of breeding, but in general, what you want to do is make sure they're fed well, they have the right habitat, and have places to breed and places to feel comfortable and safe in order to want to do that. And also, again, research, make sure that if they need seasonal changes, that you provide that artificially for them.
Cool.
Sorry I couldn't be more specific.
Next up, I have a spare 29-gallon tank and was considering trying a Fowler system. Already have a few freshwater tanks set up and was wondering how to make the transition, plus additional things I'd need.
For a fish only with live rock, Fowler. 29-gallon, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, so here's the thing. 29 gallons is a small fish only with live rock tank. However, you can definitely do it. It would be a lot of fun. In fact, 29-gallon would be perfect for something like a pair of clownfish, which are super hardy. And realistically, if you're just going to do fish only with live rock, only have a pair of clownfish and maybe a few invertebrates and cleanup crew and stuff, and not really go much beyond that, you really don't need anything other than a standard power filter or canister filter and whatever light you've already got. And beyond that, I would pick a substrate that's going to help buffer the water. One of my favorites is Carib Sea Reef Grade Aragonite or Special Reef. Either way, it's a nice medium between sand and coarser gravel, so it doesn't kick up the way sand does, but it's thin enough that it kind of mimics sand, let's say. That'll help keep the water buffered. You don't have to put a protein skimmer on there if you're only going to have a couple fish. You're going to be doing water changes probably once every 2 weeks like you normally would. And you just need a way to measure salt and obviously marine salt. So if for marine salt, Seachem Vibrancy is great. It's great.
Super great.
Seachem Vibrancy is great. It's great. That's a good salt to go with. And then I really, really, really would push to spend some money on a good refractometer rather than a hydrometer. Hydrometers are okay, but refractometers are very, very good at reading salt level accurately. So you won't accidentally mix a bad batch of water. You going to link one up?
Yeah.
Cool. So Brian's going to link one to you. And that's really, realistically, all you need. Standard freshwater equipment beyond that. You can use, like I said, standard hang-on filter, canister filter, and a heater. And then all you need is some salt and a marine-specific substrate, and I think you're smooth sailing. We actually have a really simple 20-gallon saltwater tank build we did to show people how to set up the most basic saltwater tank. It doesn't even have live rock. That's how basic it is. But it's for a pair of clownfish. It's a 20-gallon. You should check that out. It's on our channel somewhere. I'm sure Brian might find it later.
I will link that up for us.
Yeah, but it's a lot easier than you might think. Fish only with live rock, it's a cakewalk. The only real new skill you're learning is how to mix salt. That's it.
Cool, cool, cool.
Okay, cool. What's next?
Next up, will clownfish host in torch corals?
I believe I've seen that. I think clownfish will host most euphyllias.
Josh says here, clownfish will host just about anything.
Yeah, no, it's true. They will. I mean, there are certain corals they just won't go near. Or anemones, for instance. Some anemones will sting the living bejesus out of them, right? Fire anemones. That ain't happening.
Sounds awful. It just sounds
I don't
awful.
know of any hellfire anemone, no less. Not just fire.
Yeah.
Hellfire anemone. I forgot the first word, which just makes it worse.
Imagine the reaction if you put one in the tank, and the clownfish is like, why? Why would you do that?
Yeah. Why would you tease me? Yeah, they'll host almost anything. I honestly find that hairy mushrooms work really, really well. Umbrella leather corals work really well. Torch corals can work. Octobubbles, hammer corals. I've seen them host zoanthids. So, yeah, you should be just fine. The trick is that clownfish will only host things when they feel like it. So you could get clownfish, and most of them are captive raised these days, so they have never seen an anemone in the wild. They don't know what they're looking at. And you just got to wait for that instinct to kick in. Because they'll just hang around on, like, I've got a pair of clownfish here, and they spend 99.9% of their time, even though there's coral in the tank, in the back corner hosting a pane of glass and an overflow panel. Because that's natural, but that's where they like to be. So, what you gonna do? What do we got next?
Next up, can I put a silver shark in with neons and guppies?
If I knew what a silver shark was. You mean like a ballast shark? Tricolor shark? Aha! It is. It is a ballast shark slash tricolor shark slash silver shark. With, what was it? Guppies or neons?
Both.
Oh!
With neons and guppies.
If the tank's big enough, it shouldn't be an issue. They're pretty peaceful as far as a larger fish goes, so I wouldn't be super worried about it. I've seen them in community tanks bajillions of times. The key thing is, though, that they get quite large, so you need a big tank. If your tank is under, let's say, 45-ish gallons, I would probably avoid it. They be getting some inches. Like 4 or 5 at least, I think.
Wow.
They big!
Yeah. Next up, what tank mates can I get for a rosy red minnow in a 10-gallon aquarium, heater or not?
Just one rosy red minnow? If you want to stick without a heater, I think white cloud minnows are a great option. And they school, they're cool. They're kind of like the brown, red, and gold version of a cardinal tetra. They're really cute. That's my suggestion.
Cool.
And then, you know what? The minnow will probably school with them.
Really?
Yeah.
Why not?
Rosies, all minnows like to school. They're a bait fish. So if you've just got one, throwing other bait-like fish that will school in there.
Just join the pack,
yeah.
Huh?
It's funny because I've even done this with tangs in the past where I had 2 different types of baby tang in a tank, but they're so desperate just to be with another tang, like in a school. They just follow each other around. I've seen them follow around fish that aren't even tangs.
That's heartwarming.
I know, like, you have a clownfish and there's a tang just circling around it, like, I'm just going to chill with this guy. Baby tangs are cute. Anyways, I digress.
Cool. Can I keep guppies with angelfish?
Ha. Now, I've talked about this before. Angelfish, especially as adults, they're predators, and they will make short work of smaller fish. And even if those fish don't actually fit in their mouth, they may still try. And the concussive force of an angelfish trying to suck a smaller fish into its mouth often kills it because it will break the small bones in their neck, their vertebrae. So, not really a good idea. That said, if you get them as babies and raise them up from small angelfish with other small fish in with them, they may never quite recognize them as a food item. It's probably most concerning if you have wild-caught adult angels. But I'm a better be safe than sorry kind of guy, so I'd avoid it. I'd probably go with something that I know is not going to eat them, like... and that'll stay smaller too. I don't know what size your tank is, but rainbow fish, like Bosemani rainbows or red rainbows, or there's so many rainbows. Holy, yeah, they're not gonna hurt them. Gouramis won't hurt them either. Look up pro gouramis.
It sounded like you like yummy, like you wanted to, like they were tasty.
They're beautiful.
Okay,
my eyes want to consume.
Okay, the way you did that, it seemed like you were like hungry for one. I was like,
this
wow,
coffee is also very delicious.
All right.
Took a turn for the worse.
Yeah, I was like, well, this is going in a really weird direction.
Last time I ate pro gouramis, quite the event.
All right, so we got 75 people watching now. That's great, but only 11 likes, guys. So you know what? We're gonna put off this giveaway thing. If we can get, I'm gonna say if we can get 50
likes.
50
I was
likes,
thinking the same number.
If we can get to 50 likes, that's when we'll do this giveaway announcement. Until then, we're gonna keep going with questions. So hit that like button, get us up to 50, and then we'll do this giveaway. So next question. What is the suitable temperature for a betta fish?
I'm really pro standard tropical temperatures for bettas, so like 76 to 78 is where I like to keep them personally. But I mean, realistically, bettas will do okay anywhere from like 72 to close to 80. I aim generally for 76, but 78 is also good.
Cool. I have a 210-gallon Planet tank. I have I have 272 in beam. Okay, I'm not understanding.
Beamworks?
Maybe, yeah.
72-inch Beamworks,
okay,
full spectrum LED lights.
Throwing me off. All right, cool. Quarter foot Phoenix planted plus. Would that be medium light, highlight, or low light?
I feel like we got this question last time.
Did we?
Something, if not something similar to it. I don't have or know, we don't carry those lights, and I haven't, because of that, ever purchased them or used them. So I don't know, because I don't know off the top of my head what the part output of Beamswork fixtures are. And Phoenix Planted Plus by itself definitely would be on the, for that tank, if that's all that was on there, it would definitely be on the low end. But what I did say, I think the last time we got a question similar to this, that was that if you're receiving par, an average of par somewhere around 60 to 80, maybe, yeah, 60 to 80, somewhere in that bracket, you're definitely medium light. 40 is considered like low light for like a low tech tank. 60 is getting higher than low light, so you're entering medium. Exiting 80 and heading towards 100, you're getting towards high light. Like 120 is high, in my opinion. There's lots of opinions on this. But in my opinion, 120 to 200 is like 200 screaming high for plants. But I would say you're probably just guessing, because I don't know those fixtures very well. You're probably in the bracket of medium somewhere. Where, I have no idea. But if you look up, which Beamswork may have this information on their website, if you can look up at what depth those fixtures are producing, or what par they're producing at depth. So the fixture will usually say produces, 50 par at 6 inches or 8 inches or 12 inches or whatever the heck it is. You should be able to, in theory, kind of get an average of where your lighting should be, so that you don't have to go buy a par meter and check yourself. But you also have to take into account what the spread of the fixture is, and then kind of calculate based on where they intersect. So, have fun.
What's the best way to start a live Daphne colony?
I've never done it, and I have no clue, but that sounds awesome, and I should probably look that up.
And we will. And if you figured it out before us, let us know.
I've seen water fleas or live Daphnia just in tanks. I've seen bloodworms just in freshwater tanks. No idea how they got there. I don't know if they were like in cryostasis as frozen bloodworms, and a couple of them woke up just in a pile of his dead brethren. Oh my god!
What happened?
Oh, I'm just gonna make my life in this tank and try not to get eaten. But no, a Daphne colony sounds really cool. It'd be kind of like the freshwater equivalent of doing like copepods and amphipods that just show up in saltwater tanks. So, not a bad thing to do. I'm assuming you probably do it just by adding some sort of refugium to your freshwater tank so that there's no fish to eat them and it gives them a place to populate. And then it's a matter of adding them and feeding them, which shouldn't be too hard.
Okay, guys, we're at, I think, 40 likes, so 10 more likes.
And, we're so close.
And remember, this is a shortened stream today, so we don't have a lot of time. So you guys are going to want to hit that like button
like
now.
Maybe 10 minutes?
Maybe 10 minutes. So you guys better get on that. Hit that like button, and we will definitely announce this cool giveaway. Before we do that, I don't know if you remember last week, or 2 weeks ago, there was a gentleman who was on his honeymoon.
Oh, right!
Poolside at his honeymoon watching our stream, which was awesome in Mexico. He says, he's here now. He says, I'm back in England in the...
Already divorced.
Yeah. Quickest honeymoon ever. Keep up the good work and happy Christmas. Thank you very much. And,
you too. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas.
Yeah. All that. Thanks so much for watching again.
That's awesome.
Hopefully the honeymoon, went
the
well.
Commitment.
Yes.
That blows my mind.
I dig it. All right, next up, when is the next React video? Oh, that's coming out.
It's coming out soon.
Yeah, coming out in the next couple of weeks.
We filmed a bunch.
Yeah. Oh man, of course, and that's when
there's a doozy in that one too.
How to balance a planted tank?
Balance.
Maybe means like
finding the center of gravity on the aquarium and putting the post directly under that would probably. Balance what? The pH. Balance nutrients, balance the CO2. More specific. I'll get back to it. If you can ask it more specific, I'll definitely try to answer it.
Cool. Feliz Navidad. Thanks, Ricardo. Feliz Navidad to you. un año prosperidad. I forget what the words are there. But
Brian knows a lot more Spanish than the average.
Poquito. Okay, should you feed your fish and corals every day?
Fish. Okay, so this has been widely debated for a very long time, but I think commonly in this day and age, in reef keeping, we often now aim to feed a lot more than we used to. Back in the day, keeping nitrates low was like the only thing people were concerned about. So they had massive skimmers, and people were like, yeah, feed once every 2 to 3 days. Which for a thriving reef full of organisms that are trying to grow and, become more than they currently are, feeding once every 3 days is just like getting somebody to run a marathon every day and being like, you get 1 soda biscuit. Here's your cracker for the week. So I think we've gotten to a point where we feel like, as a community, a reefing community, that feeding often and in decent amounts is better for the reef than feeding less. The thing is, you have to compensate in some way. So nutrient export through either using chaeto reactors or a refugium with chaetomorpha and a nice powerful light for them to grow, or having a really good skimmer, or using large water changes or frequent water changes to help offset that nutrients. But that said, I think a good kind of balance would be to feed fish once or twice daily, unless you have something that requires multiple feedings, like Anthias. Anthias need to be fed, honestly, your best case scenario is like 5 times a day. Auto feeder really helps with that, if you can get them on like a flake or a pellet or something. But that's just their metabolism. They're fish that are constantly swimming in turbulent waters. They're going to stay out in the open and fight the stream. They're going to burn a lot of calories. They're going to need a lot more food. So you got to compensate for them. But in general, twice daily is good for fish. And then for corals, I feed corals daily. I think feeding corals daily is great. I think for a lot of corals, daily feeding is important. However, there are some corals that will not necessarily take in food every single day and expel it in a way that you're going to be able to see. So, for instance, SPS corals, you can't always see with your eyes them actually eating stuff. And a lot of the time, they can pick things up and then spit them back out because it isn't actually palatable. Their polyps are just grabbing whatever's in the water column. So if you know what you want to feed your corals and you know what those corals are going to actually benefit from, then you can feed one type of coral, like feed your SPS on day 1, feed your LPS on day 2, feed your soft corals and gorgonians, everything else on day 3, and then restart the process. That way you're not overloading the system every day with a ton of nutrients that's going to turn into poop and need to be removed from the system. I hope that makes sense.
Does make sense.
Okay, cool.
Okay, guys, we need like 3 more likes here. I'm gonna like the video, bam, just to help you guys out. 2 more likes. 2 more likes we need.
We're almost there.
We're almost there, but the stream's almost done.
Do you want to be?
It's up to you guys.
Whoever makes the next 2 likes, comment that you made those likes, and I'll give you a shout out.
Awesome. Good call. Okay, next up, Madeline says, if you guys did a stream on Christmas, I would be like, what is it? If you had a stream on Christmas, I'd be like, see ya to my family. Love your channel.
We love
awesome.
you. Yeah. That is tearing families apart, one live stream at a time. Marriages, families, whatever. Just
we gotta shut
aquatics is more.
We gotta shut this thing down, man.
We're growing into an ugly beast, Brian.
Could I fit a clownfish in a 10-gallon?
We're at 53.
They did.
All
right, cool. Good job, guys.
I just liked.
I made the like.
Arnie Romero, you're awesome. Mine just fit. Joey Jones Aquatics, thank you. Who else? Mine shows 55. Wow, you guys are way ahead here. Everybody who just liked, awesome. Let's put out that next question. Let's give them what they asked for, what they liked for.
All right, I'm currently watching this on the toilet, just in case. Love it. All right, yeah, we'll do the next question or tell them what they're like.
Let's go with what we're doing, and then we'll do the next question.
Okay, fantastic. So, this giveaway is something a little different. It's not a product giveaway, but before you get too disappointed,
this is one of the only things we could give away to literally anybody, anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. Anywhere, no matter where you are in the world, this can apply to you. And in the new year, we'll do more product giveaways and that kind of thing. But this giveaway is pretty neat. we thought what might be a really cool idea, everyone seemed to really like our React series, Thomas talking about your individual aquariums and kind of giving you feedback. So what we're going to give away, we're going to like tell you and we're going to tell you how to enter. What we're going to do is to one lucky winner, we're going to have Thomas personally speak with you via Skype.
Or video, WhatsApp, or whatever
FaceTime, or whatever works. And he's going to have like a solid, I don't know, 20 minute, really as long as the conversation goes. And you can show him your tank, you can ask advice, he can give you real-time, personalized advice, tips, tricks, and praise on your tank. And you can chat with him and ask him anything you want. Yep. Within reason.
Personal or otherwise is fine.
Yeah. He's got very there's no barriers.
We be friends. We be friends for the day.
Yeah. So that's the giveaway. We're going to give that away. But to win this thing, what we're going to do
I hope everybody likes that.
Yeah, I mean, maybe.
This was Brian's idea.
Yeah, whether it's good or bad, this is my idea. Now, I thought it'd be kind of cool to you guys to talk with him one-on-one. So
I honestly think it would be a lot of fun.
That's what we're going to give away for this very first giveaway right before all the holidays. Now, what you have to do. Okay, so everyone who's been sending their photos to brian@bigowls.com, what I want you to do is, over the next couple of weeks, while we're on holiday, send us photos to my email of how you include your pets in your holiday celebrations. Whether awesome. Whether that be, Christmas, or whether that would have been Hanukkah, or what that would be maybe New Year's Eve. It can be your fish, reptiles, cats, dogs, hamsters, any pet. Send us photos of how you are celebrating the holiday with your pets. And then Thomas is going to pick his absolute favorite one. The one that, you get creative with it. It can be funny, you can stage it.
I can't know who sent them in.
No. It's going to be, you're going to just see random photos and you'll
that's perfect.
And you guys can do it however you want. Like I said, it can be staged. You can get as complicated or as funny with it. Do your thing. I'll put the email here. What if you don't celebrate holidays? New Year's? Maybe you don't celebrate. That's okay.
You're anti-holiday celebration.
Yeah, send a photo of you and your pet just there on the couch. Whatever you want to do is fine, and he's gonna
with a sign that says holidays with an X through it.
Yeah, get creative with it. Really, get creative with it. Email it to me. I'll send them randomly to him for him to see, and then we'll pick our favorite, and then that winner will get a live one-on-one chat with Thomas to show him your tank or your pet or whatever, and get his tips, tricks, advice, and praise. So I'm gonna put the email there. Contest brian@bigowls.com. So email all your photos there over the next couple of weeks, and we'll feature them all in a video after the holidays.
Yep.
And then that's when we'll kind of announce.
We'll pick one.
We'll pick one, and then we'll get that person's info, and we'll call them up and have a sweet chat with them personally, one-on-one with this big lug over here. So that's the giveaway. And again, in the new year, we're gonna try and work on more other like products and whatnot for you. But for now, I thought that'd be kind of a fun thing to do. My voice got really high. I don't know why.
That happens to me all the time.
But we can do another take with you. Unfortunately, this is live, so that's great.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So start emailing your photos to brian@bigowls.com with how you celebrate or don't celebrate the holidays, and it'll be a lot of fun for everyone. With that said,
let's do a few more.
We'll do a few more. We're a little over time, but that's totally fine.
Yeah, this is going schmoozely.
Yeah. Could I fit a clownfish in a 10-gallon? What kind of other fish could I add with it, or inverts?
I'm going to say no, and I'll tell you why. Because there isn't a clownfish species I can think of that wouldn't need at least 20 gallons as an adult. One of the smallest clowns that is most commonly kept is Ocellaris clownfish, like the spitting image of Nemo himself. So they, just for one, should be in about 20 gallons. As an adult, they get about 3 inches long. 10 gallons is going to be far too tight. Marine fish aren't like freshwater fish as well. You got to consider that in the wild, they are spaced out much differently, and they have much wider ranges of territory. And freshwater fish are just not built in that same way. So in a 10-gallon, let's say in a 20-gallon freshwater tank, if you could fit 30 small fish in the saltwater 20-gallon tank, a pair of clownfish and one other fish, and you're pretty much at capacity. Like, this is just how it is. So that said, I would say if you want a 10-gallon, if 10 gallons is all you're capable of doing, which realistically, a 20 and a 10 in terms of cost is going to be almost identical. You're not going to spend a whole lot more for a 20-gallon saltwater tank. And I honestly would really push for that because it'll be a lot easier than a 10. But if you want to go with a 10, what I would suggest looking into are things like dwarf neon gobies, coral gobies, which are cute little, there's a panda version, I think. There's yellow coral gobies. There are green and red striated coral gobies that are really cute. And then all kinds of invertebrates. So invertebrates don't suffer space constraints in the same way the fish do. So you could have a lot of invertebrates in the tank and it won't necessarily become a problem. Sexy shrimp. Believe it or not, there is a thing, sometimes also referred to as sexy dancing shrimp. That's probably what they're dancing to. And they actually do dance. There are small species of banded coral shrimp that stay nice and tiny. There are cleaner shrimp of all different kinds, although 20 gallons is probably a little bit better for a cleaner shrimp because they're pretty sizable. But yeah, so clowns, not great. I honestly wouldn't push towards clowns. You could probably do in a 10-gallon, maybe like a single... Ooh, I would maybe look at doing a Watchman goby type or some species of shrimp goby because they stay relatively small, and a pistol shrimp. That is a really cool symbiotic relationship that you will be able to enjoy in a 10-gallon tank without worrying about size constraints. So there you go.
Cool. This gentleman here, when we asked for the likes, you said you'd shout out. I don't know if we mentioned his name, but he was one of them.
Benedek.
Good luck with that.
I'm not even going to attempt your last name, Benedict. I don't want to screw it up.
There you go. And then, oh, someone asked me, is that tank water Brian is drinking from the jar? Yes, it is.
It is. It's from the Planet Tank.
Yeah.
For added electrolytes.
This stuff will put hair on your chest, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
Oddly green, though.
Mm. Oh, but tasty. Oh, that's some tasty stuff right there.
I drink coffee. He drinks tank water.
Yeah, gonna need a refill soon, brother. All right, next up is... I have a pair of angelfish. How do I sex them?
Solid question. I can't tell by looking at angels off the top of my head. I think you can vent angels, like other cichlids, but I don't know, because I don't know if they're sexually dimorphic in the same way some other fish species are, so they may look very similar, males and females. May take some research. Sorry, I don't have a more accurate answer for you.
Yeah, and I've linked again our support email again for anything we're not able to answer that maybe you need an answer to. You can always email our support team and they'll do their darndest to help you out.
Some fish just aren't easy to sex.
Fair enough. Okay, you know what? Let's do. I'm gonna say one more question, and then we gotta jet because again we have videos we gotta shoot before.
This is our last day. Brian and I are together essentially for the year until everything. So we're shooting all kinds of videos after today. This shirt and how this will be in a video.
Yeah,
very shortly.
Yeah, so we gotta get to those. After this, we'll do one last question, then we will wish everyone happy holidays. So next up, best cleaner shrimp for saltwater tanks.
Cleaner shrimp. Best is, oh, that's tough. Okay, so I really, for cleaning just general purpose extra food and for fish cleaning, skunk cleaner shrimp or blood shrimp, blood cleaner shrimp, whatever you want to call them, are great options. But if you just mean shrimp that are going to help do things in the tank, another option is peppermint shrimp. Now, what I will say is there are multiple species of peppermint shrimp, and if you end up with the wrong one, they won't be as useful. But peppermint shrimp will often eat things like glass anemones, also known as Aptasia anemones, which are a pain in the tush. And they'll even take a crack at Majano anemones. You know, so they can be a really useful shrimp to have in the tank. The caveat with them is that they will also pull food that you feed your corals out of their mouths and eat it themselves. Ugh. So it's a balancing act.
Cool. That it?
I guess that's
it. We're all at a racetrack, as we say. But that's okay. We're going to be back in the new year, and we're going to be releasing, I think, a video next week. We're going to try and release videos over the next few weeks. But the live streams will be put off. Yeah, the live streams will be put off to the new year. But again, in the new year, we're going to be doing those on Saturdays now. So hopefully we can get more of you guys joining us. And maybe we'll try and push them more, like longer than an hour. I think we talked about maybe not doing it every single week until we see what the support is like.
Yeah, and also because we've got a lot of projects and not enough time.
So many things.
We have something really cool coming up in the new year. That's we're starting to film. I don't know when we're going to release it, but in order to get that project done and still have other videos to release, I think we're going down to 2 weeks.
Yeah, I think we're gonna do one every 2 weeks, but it'll be on Saturdays. We'll try and do it maybe a little longer than
maybe
normal.
like an hour and a half or something.
Yeah, we'll play around with the format and see what you guys like and see the kind of support we get for those. So again, keep an eye on our community tab. As always, check out the community tab because that's where I end up posting stuff, announcements, or just to let you guys know this kind of stuff.
And then maybe people won't have to hide in the company washroom to watch.
Well, yeah, like I saw there was a guy at the beginning that said, "Oh, I just got told we're having a meeting, so I'll see you guys later."
See, that won't happen.
That won't happen. Saturday morning.
Unless it's a family meeting.
Yeah, exactly. And even then,
just bring the stream with you.
Yeah,
guys.
Dad, are you listening? I'm totally listening. What'd you say? And watch the stream. So that's the idea in the new year is on Saturday. So we'll let you know when. I'm sure it's going to be like something like 11 a.m. EST. But check our community tab. That'll iron all that out. With that said, any other announcements? Any other things to bring up?
I don't think so. I think that's pretty much everything.
I think that's it. Well, thank you guys again, by the way. We wanted to just say thank you for all your support, for joining us on these live streams, for supporting us in every way that you do. We really appreciate it. You made our year awesome.
It has been amazing.
It's been a very good year, and it's all because of you guys. So thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, you guys have made me, I came back, 5-6 months ago, something like that, to the channel. I was on a hiatus, let's say. And
sabbatical.
Yeah, sabbatical. And you guys have made me feel super welcome back on this channel, and I'm so glad to be doing these. So thank you so much for all of your awesome support.
Yeah, thanks so much, guys. With that said, I guess we'll just we'll head out of here and start shooting other videos.
Let's shoot some videos!
Let's get to it. All right, guys, thanks so much, and as always,
keep on tanking!